my babies. Oh, hello. Okay. Hello, my loves. I am a very uncomfortable person. I'm a very introverted person, and I would like more people to be my friend and more people to get a little insight of my life as being like a non-binary trans person. So, I am going to start these podcasts, and I hope you guys enjoy. I think I want to call it Feminine Healing Podcast. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts about that, or if you have like any other solutions to a title for this podcast. But I will be doing these podcasts at least once a week. I'm thinking about doing it every Friday, so it's going to be like Feminine Fridays or Feminine Healing Fridays. And yeah, um, just a little introduction about me is that I am a part of the trans non binary scale. My name is Drew Skyland. I am a fashion designer and I specialize in bohemian fashion. Um, I'm very small, I'm 5'1", and I cross dress. And the reason why I'm doing this podcast is because I'm trying to heal from a lot of stuff that happened in my past life and this life through the divine feminine energy. So I hope you guys come along with me, come along on my journey. I hope you sit down, eat a vegan brownie, eat some raisins, some grapes, and let's just have a good time and let's just talk about um, the beauty of femininity and the beauty of the divine feminine and how that is helping me um, become the person that I am. So, without further ado, let's spark a candle. Today's candle is Everything Will Be Okay by the Sea. A little ASMR. Okay. Hopefully, I don't burn myself. Ow! I did burn myself. Ow! Okay. Ow, this is harder than it looks. Okay. Hold up, guys. I am really having a hard time. I am really having a hard time with this candle. Oh, there we go, there we go. Yay! So the candle is lit. Okay, so I did my introduction. Please follow me on my social media and my website. My first collection is coming out February the 6th of 2021. And I'm thinking about doing monthly collections every month. So be sure to check out drewskyland.com for Bohemian and Caribbean fashion. I specialize in flower patterns and nude prints. Um, let's see. Oh yeah. Before every podcast, I would like to start off with words of affirmation. So I will kind of put a little bit of guided meditation music first, just so we could um, kind of like a preview of what we're going to be doing, because like a lot like this podcast is also for you guys to get to know me, but it's also for me to get to know myself. So like we are both kind of getting to know who I am. And yeah, I think that's the beauty of life, you know? You get to basically be whoever you want to be. And I feel like I'm starting now to be who I want to be. It's very scary with how the world is going right now, being, you know, a person of color, being, you know, on the trans scale. But I hope the divine feminine energy protects me from anything that doesn't serve me. And I hope that with the divine feminine, I could be the person that I want to be, with or without anybody, you know? But yeah, we're going to do a little bit of healing. Um, I don't think I could put music on here. Bear with me, people. I'm trying to see. Whoop. I am not. I am not a techno person at all. I think technology hates me. Okay, I don't think we could add music to it, which is totally fine because I don't know if I'll get like copyrighted, or I really don't know how these podcasts work, but I just don't want to get copyrighted, so I guess we'll do the words of affirmation. So I try to do these every morning before I wake up, just to give myself, I don't know, just to give myself some like time. So, the first affirmation is I'm sorry. The first affirmation is I am a priority and I deserve to be happy. I am enough and I will love my feminine energy. I will always embrace the femininity I so desire. I am a priority and I deserve to be happy. I am enough and I will love my feminine energy. I will always embrace the femininity I so desire. I am a priority and I deserve to be happy. I am enough and I will love my energy. I will always embrace the femininity I so desire. Okay, let's start this official podcast. We're 7 minutes in. We haven't even talked about serious topics about my life. So this is episode 1, guys. So let's talk about how I became femme. This is gonna be really funny. So, growing up, growing up with a militant father and a very like petite mom. Like my mom and my father, like I love them, but like they kind of balance each other out, but they think alike. They're very conservative. So having like a militant dad growing up and like having like this very like feminine mom, but she wasn't feminine like on my scale of femininity. It was almost kind of like, I'm not trying to call my mom out because I love my mom, but my mom was very submissive and like it was very hard growing up with her kind of taking my side because my father was like, like this is like the rule book. This is like how boys supposed to be, how girls are supposed to be. So growing up, it was almost as if I never had that opportunity to really choose that route. It was like I played football, guys. Like, can you believe it? Me, like I played football. Like it still bothers me to this day. But I played football. I played like soccer. I played like basketball. Like I played like all these sports because I was trying to figure out who I was. And ha ha ha, I was none of those things. and and I feel like how I truly became femme was when I started trying to heal. Like all jokes aside, there's been a lot of stuff and there's been a lot of people that have hurt me in my life. And I had to learn how to forgive for myself and move on. But I needed help with that. And my family at the time wasn't emotionally supportive. So I had to find a way to, not to escape, but to reinstate who I was. And that's when I started researching divine feminine healing. That's when I started to research, a lot of Chinese practices, a lot of Asian, Caribbean culture practices. Um, I started going on self-discovery journeys, I started sewing. Sewing helped me like tremendously with who I am. Um, I'm sorry, like it's very hard for me to talk about this just because I'm still living in it right now. Like I feel like that people forget that like we grow still and we change still. So like just I'm so it's not like I'm talking about this and I discovered myself 20 years ago. It's like no, like last year I realized how feminine I was and I loved it. And this year I'm actually putting it into action, you know, by wearing the clothes I want to, by wearing wigs, wearing makeup, um, just being in my own energy. And I love that, you know, like I feel like that growing up as a little gay black boy, it was very hard to for people to see me and for people not to take advantage of me. And I love the fact that being an adult and being feminine and being in my own femininity, it made me realize how much I was so unique. And I love that. Um, so yeah, going back to how I became femme, my militant father, my controlling mom. They did the best that they could do, you know. They saw like their little gay son in this world and they were like, let's try to like do the best we can to make sure he's not this way, but like sorry sis, he became that way. And then also I use they them pronouns, but like I'm just saying he right now just because, you know, I was he before. Um but yeah, you know, so that's how I became femme, you know, growing up in a very conservative state. A lot of people took advantage of me and this masculine energy was just so draining. It was almost like forced on me and I never was like that person. I was a flower boy, you know. I was very femme. I liked the arts. Um, I like pastel colors. I love like literally all the animes I watched growing up. I always related to the girl characters, like no matter what anime it was. And I love that, you know, and it took me a long time to embrace that. I'm still trying to embrace that, which is why I'm trying to do these podcasts because I'm trying to discover more about myself in this divine feminine energy, in this divine feminine state. And sewing has helped. I said it again. Sewing has helped. Meditation has helped. Really being around other feminine energies have helped too. But I shortly realized that if you are around a lot of feminine energy, you will try to mimic that and you need to find your own. So that's kind of why I've kind of been like in isolation for a while. Besides going to work, besides, you know, doing what I have to do to stay alive, I try to isolate myself as much as I can just because I truly don't know who I am and I'm very afraid. So, um, so let's talk about the next topic, the power of the divine feminine. Oh my gosh, the power. For anybody who would like to know, I really cannot speak on divine masculine energy just because that's not my realm, girl. Like, I'm not, that is not my forte. But the divine feminine energy is like this overwhelming healing intuition. It's almost like I can't even explain it. Like, I get so emotional talking about it because it really has like saved my life. It it's this it's this energy that you know that like everything will be okay. Like the best way I could talk about it is comparison to the masculine energy. So the masculine energy is very much so this action. It's like what I say goes. It's like planning. Like masculine energy is like we plan, we attack. Like that's pretty much what it is. And divine femininity is very soft. It's very intuitive. It's very we may not see everything yet, but let's not rush to anything. Give it time. Let it heal. And that really did like wonders for me because going back to what I said, growing up, in a very conservative household, they are a lot about action. And being, a little frilly flower boy, I I was very afraid to take action. I am a leader, but I am a very much so a leader in my own energy, in my own bubble. I'm not a leader like as far as like giving people like control or giving people like hey, I love giving people control, but like telling people what they need to do and telling people like how to do it, I'm not that person. Like you may want to talk to Bob across the street. He may be able to help. But as far as me, as far as Drew Skyland, I am no. If you want a hug, if you want somebody to bake you some cookies, or you want to talk about life, or if you want some chakra healing, or you want to do some yoga, please come my way. But like having a plan, having somebody tell you direction, not my forte. And the power of the divine feminine was me healing, but me allowing myself to be in a space to heal, and me allowing to have the time and patience to heal as well. Because I don't know how to explain this, but a lot of people think I'm a very, um, it's a pet peeve of mine that people think that I have life together or people think I don't need anybody, but in actuality, I am very lonely. I feel sad all the time. Um, a lot of people, I feel like that a lot of people subjectify me either on my body or how femme I am, and like it does get kind of robotness a little bit because I do just want simple connection. I do want a simple friend. I would like a man friend, to where we could go on walks together, no sexual things or anything, but I feel protected by him and I hope he feels protected by me. And just a balance, like I don't understand why people think I am like this very strong and independent person, and I just hate that stigma. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the fact that people look at me and they're like, oh, this person obviously has their life together. This person doesn't need anybody. This person is strong. I feel like that is like an insult. Like, all jokes aside, that is such an insult to me that people try to judge me before they even know me. Even if it's a good judgment such as that. I don't like that because, first of all, you have no idea where I've been in my life. You have no idea the challenges that I had to overcome, the challenges that I've saw, or the challenges I've dealt with. So it's very weird to me how people will kind of judge me and be like, "Oh, this person doesn't need anybody," kind of like what I said, and I'm just kind of like, "No, like I cry a lot. I I read a lot. I try to introspect a lot, but every single day I feel like I'm more distant from people just because on an emotional level I feel like I've reached a higher understanding of who I am and people haven't. So that may be why people think, I'm on another level, but let's be real, it's like even though on an emotional and spiritual level I'm above you, on a physical realm I'm still being subjectified to society all the time. If it's not, disclaimer, we're gonna be serious right quick. Disclaimer, if it's not society saying that somebody that I have a more active rate of being raped or assaulted or murdered, then it's kind of like, it's like even though I could have as much emotional and spiritual awakening, at the end of the day, who is going to protect me? Who is going to check the man who literally is trying to assault me? Or who is going to check the guy who wants to know if I have a penis? Who is going to check the lady that I walked into the women's restroom and then she's just staring me down? Like, who are going to check these people? I can't check these people. I'm only one person. I'm only one feminine person. I don't have the ability to check these people. Or if I do have the ability to check these people, 100% out of the time, these people don't respect me enough to hear me out. These people don't see me. And it's very hard because I feel like that nobody in this world does see me. But the divine feminine energy sees me, and I love that. I love the fact that the divine feminine energy took me as who I am and took me as this little, um, as this very little, meek, non understanding, sad little boy, you know? This very lost little boy. I'm so glad that, like, the divine feminine wrapped their arms around me and told me I'll be okay and that I will be healed and I am healed and that I will be healing others. And I love the divine feminine for that. What I would like to work on. Yeah. So going on this year, I would like to work on more about who I am. You know, I would like to work on who I would like to be. I don't understand. I know I do identify as non-binary, and I will always use they/them pronouns. But now, 2 years ago, I actually watched a Snapchat video that was in my storage space. 2 years ago, guys, I identified as bisexual. And then 2 years later, I'm identifying as non binary. So, who isn't to say 2 years from now I won't be, a trans girl? So, we'll see. So, I guess what I would like to work on is just more my self discovery. Um, let's talk about healing and spirituality and the divine feminine. So, healing and spirituality on a feministic scale are completely two different things. Because I look at healing and spirituality almost as inward and outward forces. So let's look at the inward force. When you talk about feminine spirituality, you're talking about softness, you're talking about moving with, in, not moving with intention, but moving with um, unintentional intention. And what I mean by that, I mean by like when you move, you know that you are guided, but you don't understand it, but you know that you are moving for a better level. So when it comes to the masculine energy, they are all about vision. They're like, I see it, I want it, I go and get it. Divine feminine energy is almost kind of like a mist. You're kind of dancing in this mist, but you know that you're dancing in this mist and you know a purpose. There's a purpose for why you're dancing in this mist. And that's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm just dancing in the mist and I'm dancing in the lake. My feet is covered in this lake and I'm dancing in this ocean. I don't see the sun yet, but I do see the moon, and I am connected to the moon, and the sun will rise, but all I know is that my soul is telling me to just keep on dancing in this water. Ooh, I think hold up. We're gonna check. I think my camera came off. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I had to stop for a little bit because I think my camera stopped recording. But yeah, going back to what I said. Um, it's very mystic. It's very you don't know. It's very unexpected, but it's not unexpected as like it's almost like cause and effect. Like like you do something and you don't know what the effect is. Feminine spirituality is almost the exact opposite. You know the effect, you just don't know the cause. And healing is like the outward appearance, I would like to say. So being the perks of being somebody who is a very feminine person is that you get to heal yourself and people find your healing energy in a very girly, motherly way, and they kind of want that. So they kind of tend to be like a sponge. I guess you kind of be like a sponge to people, as in like you make people realize the good in themselves. Negative side to that in a little bit is that you are very drained out of your energy because you cannot detect good energies or bad energies, because divine feminine energy as a whole don't see good and bad energy. We just see energy. We just try to help. But the thing about that is that that's why we need a counterpart. That's why a lot of feminine energies need a masculine counterpart, because the masculine energies could obviously see that, but we can't. Like all we see is somebody who needs help. So we always try to help. But also, the bad perk is that we get drained out of our own healing energies. And healing is a very lifelong thing, it's a very long term thing. And it took me a while to realize that. I thought that healing, was like, oh, I'm gonna go on a week hiatus to the Caribbeans. I'm gonna drink coconut water. I'm gonna relax on the beach. I'm gonna read a book, or I'm gonna find like a new partner, or like I'm gonna find a new friend, or what have you. But at the end of the day, healing is so much more than that, and healing is honestly a solo thing. Like healing, like I don't think anybody could really heal like somebody else until they heal themselves. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at. I would like with my brand, like with my fashion brand, I would like to heal people. I would like to heal feminine people on just everything, that we've been through. I would just like to heal, like feminine people on everything that we've been through. And it's very hard because I just don't see everything yet, but just like what I just said before, I hope that the divine feminine energy encompasses me and lets me know that I am okay. I know that I am okay, but I really hope that the divine feminine energy never lets me go, because it's all I have. Um, and do I love myself? I honestly don't know. I think that I think that I've been on a self-love journey for a couple of years now. I want to say maybe 17, maybe even before that. Um, and I truthfully don't know how to answer that question. I hope that within my lifetime I could genuinely say that I love myself, but for right now I don't know. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I this is honestly brand new to me. Being a very femme person, being a very openly femme person is very new to me. And I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys give me. Life is very hard sometimes, and life is very mystic. But I know for a fact that no matter what, I just always want to be as feminine and as beautiful as I can, while making clothes, and while keeping my spirituality in check, and also while healing others, and also healing myself. So yes, so this is officially the first podcast of the Feminine Healing Podcast, or I guess we'll call this Film Girl Fridays, even though it's not Friday. It's actually Tuesday at 4 a.m. But I just couldn't wait till Friday. I really just needed to get this message out to you guys, and also get this message out to myself, that we are now going on a beautiful self discovery journey of femininity and girliness, and just so much feminine passion on myself and on others, and just like, let's just try to heal each other, as a collective. But feel free to check out my channel. Feel free to check out my website at drewskyland.com, We will be having monthly releases every month, so be sure to check that out. Um, and yeah, my handles is at Drew Skyland, and I can't wait to check back in with you, babies. And I hope you have a lovely day, my loves, and stay safe, lovies. Over and out. Love you. Mwah. Goodbye.